Thank you. So the next question will go to Neil first. Students at Dalhousie pay $1.50 to $2.50 per student to support the Alliance of Nova Scotia Students Association each year. Do you feel that students receive a valuable return on investment from ANSA? And if not, what do you feel is a valuable return on investment would be?
I think that lobbying groups are always an issue of concern. Student unions across the country, I think this is nothing new. I think the reason for that is because people feel that they're not represented by their lobby groups. A lot of the rhetoric surrounding that looks at trying to get the lobbying group to better represent the interests that we think we have. But the real issue here is that we don't have a voice that really speaks for us. Again, I mean, this comes down to the fact that 15% of people vote. If we had a number of us getting together and actually coming up with a vision and actually saying that this is what we're about, this is what we're proud of, this is who we want to be, then they could go with that, they can run with that. They can say that this is what we are about as representatives of Dalhousie students. It's really as simple as that. They're not going to be able to be effective lobbying groups for us, either them or CASA, or whatever it changes to in the future. I mean, these are groups that have a mandate, but they're dependent on us, so it really starts here.
Thank you. Next up is Greg.
I think we need to look at the objective value. Snow, how much do we pay ANSA per student? Come on, you know.
I just told you.
So $1.50, sorry, I was lost in my own thoughts. So $1.50 times 15,000, so let's say two, so $4,500 or $45,000. So we should be at least rather decreasing the cost of our education or increasing our services by at least $45,000 in terms of our education every single year, because that's what we're handing these jokers. The money that we're giving them, we should be receiving. Otherwise, we're just throwing money to a dead horse. That's my 2 cents.
Chris.
Thanks, Shannon. I don't think ANSA is a dead horse. I think ANSA does provide real benefit in our province. Again, this falls down to the main fundamental issues where students are disconnected from our union, and we need to find a way to bridge that gap. ANSA does have yearly general assemblies where student delegates go from every school who's a member of ANSA, and they do visioning processes and do attempt to come up with a vision for the year and what lobbying priorities are important to students. It's important that as a university, we need to start advertising this more. We need to start explaining what these external lobby organizations are doing for students, how they're going to help next year with renegotiating the Memorandum of Understanding, how they're going to help keep tuition down in Nova Scotia, and how they're also going to help for longer term priorities, such as changing the way federal funding is distributed, changing the way that progressive grants are given out up front instead of back-end tax grants to try and keep students in the province. There's a lot of important issues that ANSA deals with, and unfortunately it's an issue of education, an issue of communication, which is the major issue that our union has, and it's something that we need to work on and continue to work on for the entire year. And that's why it's such an important part of what I hope to accomplish next year. Thanks.
Thanks, Chris. So Neil, you have the opportunity for a 30-second rebuttal.
You know, I agree with most of what Chris said. The only thing that's difficult is I don't think that it's prudent for us to focus on educating our students about what CASA is doing. I think we have to educate CASA as to what our students are doing. I think that, again, I mean, this is what you've heard me say earlier today, but I think it has to start here. I think we have to know what we're about. I think we have to be vocal about that. I think we have to bring ourselves together into the room and figure out what that is, define it, and then allow CASA to represent our voice.
And Greg, 30 seconds.
I just have the question of how many people have actually attended an ANSA meeting in the last year? Anybody? So 1, 2, 3, okay, 1, 2 executives, an okay, so essentially a bunch of insiders. No, I was talking about Larkin, and then, so basically students don't attend these meetings, and yet they're supposed to advocate for us, they're supposed to represent us, and yet they don't try and engage us. I go back to my last point.
Chris, you have 30 seconds.
I'll pass. I don't have a rebuttal.
Okay.